R.I.P. Pro Magic. Long live Pro Magic. Yo, welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. First of all, I'm unbanned today for a year. I was banned for a year. That's kind of a crazy thing. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to have a longer video on Sunday about kind of some of the things I've learned. And just thank you to everybody for all the support over all the years and interaction in the community. Magic for good, Magic for bad, social media, Twitch, everything. And the one announcement though for that is I won't be at Grand Prix Vancouver. If you want to meet me in person, come out to Oahu, come out to Kahumana Organic Farm and Cafe, come get a meal, lunch or dinner, and I'll try to sit down and have a meal with you. So I don't know about Grand Prix next year for me, but again, I'll be back on Sunday with that. Now to the video. We're going to talk about some major changes in Pro Magic that's happening starting next year, mid next year. Huge changes. There's changed a lot, and look at it from a couple perspectives. Perspective of pro player, perspective of potential pro players, people who want to, perspective of viewers, and then perspective of kind of Wizards of the Coast and esports in general. So big changes. So basically what's happening is there's a new pro league. There's going to be 32 Magic's top ranked players from around the world, and they're going to be given contracts, player and streamer contracts with a combined worth of $75,000. So they'll be playing online every week and going to the Pro Tours. And I imagine your earnings from the Pro Tours are going to be on top of that. So most of these 32 is probably going to be, a lot of them will be making six figures, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fucking cool because that's actually reasonable money. It's decent money. It's respectable money. It's not embarrassing money like a lot of the pros have been struggling with. Trying to make ends meet, scrape together money, live in your parents' basement to save money. But so that's a big thing, and that's going to allow for more star building and story building, and it's going to allow for I think more interest, because more people it's going to be harder to be one of those 32, but people are going to be like, yeah, wow, that's what I want. Right, basically, people will be dreaming for that. It's going to be kind of a pretty cool goal to achieve. So what changes with that? Well, there's a $10 million prize pool, which is like twice as much, so they're investing more money in that. They're going to have competitive qualification for Pro Tours, now called Mythic Championships, through Arena. So you can do that through Arena, which is pretty cool. Arena's been real popular, and Arena, I hear about people coming back into the game for Arena. I tried it out. I like it. It's cool. And it could be the next Duels of the Planeswalker, the kind of thing that brings in that next batch of players. So Arena, them doubling down, investing in that's pretty good. Mythic Invitational in Boston. A new series of Mythic Championships. So no mention of Magic Online in here. If you didn't already sell your collection, you're probably late to the party. I sold mine for full value in January or December, and I'm pretty stoked that I got that. Players in the MPL will be ranked based on points earned via high finishes in the Mythic level event. Challenger players who do well in those events will also be ranked, keeping the MPL players on their toes, leaving room for newcomers to take their place at the top. So I don't know how that's going to work exactly, but how you kind of get into there. I believe that the 32 pros, and we'll find out this soon, but I believe they're just the top 32 pro point earners from last season, plus or minus a couple. So these are the Pro Tours or the Mythic Championships. They canceled, which ones? Canceled Dallas and Sydney, which sucks. It sucks when they make announcements and then come back on them. Increased prize pool, extend down to last place so that every player who competes will receive a prize payout. What the fuck is up with participation trophies? That's fucking weird. Although that's the incentive for players to actually show up, because they're not going to offer travel rewards anymore. So to claim your travel reward, you got to show up for the event. So that kind of makes sense, but I'm not a fan of, you got last place, here's a prize. No, you should get, no. But it kind of makes sense because there's no travel award anymore. So there's going to be more money set aside to partner tournaments, so there could be like a new arena Grand Prix circuit or something like that, World Championship, but there's going to be no nationals, there's going to be no World Magic Cup. The team series, that will be the last team series, which is too bad. I enjoyed that. And then here's one of the things I'm going to talk about is the Pro Club. Players in the Magic Pro League shifted over to the new model, rescinding their Pro Club benefits. Those outside of the Magic Pro League, any earned benefits granted through the end of 2019. The last event that will give out Pro Points will be Grand Prix Seattle. After that, Pro Points will be frozen. Tabletop Mythic Championships will include qualification slots for players who did well in previous Tabletop Mythic Championships. So you can still re-qualify. I don't know. There's going to be a new pro point system for the Magic Pro Tour Hall of Fame. 2019 will be the last year of qualification and voting. Yeah, it's kind of vague right now. I don't think they figured it out all. That's kind of what they do, how they vote. So, first of all, I'll say like this is probably good for Magic because you have a more secure, stable, higher paid 32 smaller, more elite batch of pros, and as part of their job to stream, and that I think people will be more attractive to people try to take those spots. One big question I have is what happens for all the other pros, because there's around 30-ish platinum pros, something like that, but you have up to like 100 gold pros, platinum and gold pros. So what happens to that 32 to 100? You know, I have friends in that batch, Ben Friedman, Simon Nielsen, mastermind coaches. So what's going to happen with those guys? I don't know. It sounds like I don't know how they're going to, like, if there's going to be kind of a gold pro status, so that in addition to those 32, you have people who can be on the train and play in every Mythic Championship. I hope so. But it sounds like you're still going to be able to qualify for the Pro Tour / Mythic Championship by playing in a PTQ, by playing Magic Online, by playing Arena, by playing Grand Prix. It's just kind of the top level of the Pro Club. The Pro Club's reorganizing. So that's you can still aspire to play on the Pro Tour, and then you still aspire to be in the Magic Pro League. I think for it's good for the top 32. It makes almost no difference / is good for everyone who's kind of playing competitively, wants to play on the Pro Tour. I think basically makes no difference. The big question mark is for like gold pros, second tier pros, what's going to happen to them. So that's a question. Yeah, I think it will probably be good for the viewers, probably be good for the game. Wizards knows that Hearthstone, Artifact, these other online games could eat their lunch because people like to play online. Not everyone likes to play paper. I like to play paper. I don't like to play online too much, but that's not how everyone is. So I think it's a big move. I think it will probably be good for viewers, good for. I mean, it looks like it will be good for almost everyone, but I just hope they find a way for second tier pros to continue to exist, and maybe they won't. I mean, I think they should, though, not just because like those guys are my friends and I've been in that batch and I relate to that, but you look at, I don't know enough about like Dota and League and Fortnite and all these other esports to say. I don't know how big their pro club is, but when I look at pro sports, there's a lot more than 32, right? I mean, pro basketball is pretty elite, and there's 400 players, and the PGA Tour, there's more than 32. So I hope that there's some benefit, some reward, but I realize that something needs to be cut, some sacrifice made in order for those contracts, in order for the prize pool increase, and coming out of gold pros and so on. But you know, I have a guess that I have a guess that there will still be like a Pro Tour train if you're like the 50th best player in the world, because they also want to make it possible for slots to rotate, like the bottom, I don't know, 12 players at the end of the season gets replaced by the next batch of 12, or maybe it just it's gonna be rotating somehow. I imagine there's got to be a new. Well, what's interesting is if Grand Prix aren't playing out points anymore, then that will reduce the incentive for pros to travel all of these things, and it's kind of shifting them to more be streaming online. So it's like, hey, instead of going to the Grand Prix this weekend, you're going to be streaming. So it'll be an interesting shift. I'm not really sure what to expect. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What you think is going to happen, who's affected, how you're affected, if at all. Me, it basically has no effect. I'm optimistic and excited, but again, I'm concerned about current gold pros. But yeah, share down below, and I'll be back this weekend. The plan is on Sunday. I'm gonna do an in-depth video about my coming off suspension, what I learned, what my plans are, and as gratitude and thanks for y'all as well. I know people care. Again, I'm not going to be at Vancouver, but if you want to meet me, you can come out to Oahu and come to the cafe, and I will meet you. So thank you, appreciate you, look forward to hearing what you have to say, and we'll talk to you soon. Make sure to drop a line in the comments, let us know what y'all think. Peace out, fam.